G'day everyone, and welcome back to War Thunder with yours truly, Ash. Today we're going to take a look at the dev server for 1.69, the Italian patch. Now, because this is the dev server, all things are subject to change, and they may or may not be accurate of what will actually come towards the live server. This is going to be in two parts. As like last time, we're going to do aircraft in one video and then we're going to do tanks in another video. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the new vehicles to be added soon. Starting off with the most surprising addition to 1.69 will be the inclusion of this thing, the Object 268. Russia's answer to a long barrel version of the 152mm gun, but mounted on a IS-3 chassis. Secondary armament consists of a 14mm machine gun and a log of all things. Stock standard layout for a Soviet tank destroyer. Lower glacis is 120mm and the upper rolled homogeneous is 120. The sides are 187 and the ball turret is 157mm. The rest of the tank is pretty much identical to the IS-3 in which the chassis it is based off. The interior of the crew layout is pretty interesting as well. It has a crew of 4, engine at the back, and ammunition on the rear of the, well, crew fighting compartments. If you want to ammo rack this thing from behind, you shoot it in the rear. The driver seems to be in a bit of a sticky situation as he's got ammo left and right of him. Good luck penetrating the driver's area from the front, however you'll most likely penetrate it from the side. Now, the most interesting thing with this vehicle is it gets access to a smokescreen. A lot of the vehicles now also have the inclusion of a smokescreen or the option to launch smoke grenades. This is the T-55, also known as Stalin's Banhammer. It will fuck you up like a medium tank that the Russians don't already have enough. I mean, there's 4 fucking medium tanks. Do they really need another one? I don't know. Maybe just me, but they also have a T-62. This thing is armed with a fucking gun. It has a machine gun on the top, and that's pretty much it. Standard well, armor on the front here. Yeah, nothing too exciting to see. I'll give you screenshots of the ammunition for those of you who are so nerdy and that way inclined, and that's T-55. Moving on. Now that we've got the Soviets out of the way, this is the M60A2. A improvised, well, it's basically a Sheridan turret mounted on a M60. It's a medium tank, so nothing too exciting for the hull. It's mainly the turret that we're interested in here. The tank was mainly designed to fire off some special kind of rocket thing. I think it was predominantly made for firing anti-tank rockets, but War Thunder hasn't put a shell in the game currently where it can, well, it can fire because Gajan. This thing was prone to breaking, as I've been told by several other people. It's an interesting tank, but it had a lot of mechanical issues, and apparently it breaks itself. It's a bit like the IS-6 and how it deals with 6.7 at. Interior of the tank is nothing special. It has 4 crew, and again, the driver is surrounded by ammunition. 3 crew in the turret, and, well, there's not much else to say apart from that there. On screen right now is the primary high explosive anti-tank shell ammunition for this thing. Then also the high explosive, but nobody loads high explosive. And the most important thing is the anti-tank guided missile, and that's pretty much it. And the last tank in this preview for the American tech tree, this is the T95E1, which looks like a retarded version of a Sheridan that has had babies with an M103. This thing is at a battle rating of 8.0 and has a 90mm gun. It also fires those fancy things they call freedom needles. Interesting. Apparently this thing had composite rigid armor, which is supposed to stop those heat FS or the cheat FS ammunition that we see at higher tiers. However, it's still a light tank with light tank armor. We'll have to see how well it does. Internal crew layout was similar to the M60, surrounding the driver with ammunition. And if you really want to kill this thing, all you've got to do is shoot in the side of the turret, because you most likely kill all 3 crew members. This is the Churchill Mark 1, an interesting tank. Oh, hang on. Ladies, watch out. There's a 75mm in the district. The Churchill's an interesting vehicle, as its main primary armament is a 40mm cannon, and in the hull it has a 75mm gun. The armour layout for the Churchill Mark I is described as mediocre, with at most having 100mm of frontal armour on the front of the turret. The sides are roughly 65 with spaced armour as well. The rear is 50, and there's not really much else to say about the Churchill. Onto the crew layout. The interior of the Churchill could be described as too close for comfort. There's 2 guys sitting in the front with a long barrel in between them. It's getting a bit saucy with ammunition either side, and it's rather cramped in the turret with 3 crew members attending the T-caddy just to the left of the main gun. Now for the next British instalment, what looks like a modern version of a Valentine, also affectionately known as the Vickers Mark I. This tank was primarily designed from an export-focused mindset. The countries that used this vehicle were not limited to India, Nigeria and Kenya. Some of these tanks are actually heavily modified, however, but they're still in service today. Nothing too shabby with the armour on the front of this thing. At most, this tank has 80mm. The rest of the tank is either 40, 30 or 25 mils. The internal crew layout's most interesting because on the left hand side, as you see on screen right now, the ammo rack is situated right there. So if you aim for the front idler wheel and aim just a little bit to the left or to the right, depending on which side you're facing it, or if you're facing it in direct front, shoot it straight in the front next to the driver, and she'll be blown sky high, just like the F-35 fighter jet project. Last but not least, here is the Chieftain Mark V, an upgraded version of the Chieftain with a slightly better engine, a couple of extra spaced armour bits and pieces, and a new ammo type. It is literally identical in every other way, aside from extra plating on the front. The internal crew layout of the Chieftain Mark V remains pretty much the same, with the driver and the 3 crew in the turret. The ammunition is down low, and the fuel tanks are left and right of the engine. So if you shoot directly through the side and manage to penetrate the side of the turret, you will most likely knock out all the crew, rendering this tank useless. This is a Japanese tank. That's all, moving on. The only thing that the Germans get this patch is the Puma.
Puma, 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 Puma.
Right, well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. My name is Ash007, and I'll catch you in the next one. You guys honestly thought I was going to forget about the Puma? Oh, hell no. This thing is an absolute little monster. Well, kind of. A wheeled monster at that. So, Gaijin have decided they have wanted to add an armoured car of all things. Now, this is a decently armoured car, hence armoured car. Unfortunately, this is not the 75mm version. It is only the 50mm version of the Puma. And it has 3 crew. Again, the driver is surrounded by ammunition. It's odd, this patch. All the drivers seem to be surrounded by ammunition. Regardless, it's a decently fast tank vehicle and has a really impressive turning circle. Is this a sign that we will get more armoured cars in the future? Who knows? And on that bombshell, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I had fun making this one. Part 2 will be all the aircraft, and yeah, that's that. My name's Ash007, and I'll catch you in the next one.